Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Sahar. I'm an incoming 1L at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. I will also link my social media down below if you would like to follow me elsewhere. But today's video, we're going to be talking about my career goals and basically why I'm going to law school, what I hope to accomplish with my JD. I thought it would help you guys get to know me better, get to know why I am even going and all of those things. So yeah, and I've actually gotten a few questions about like my career goals and what I'm trying to do with my life with my JD. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to kind of film this video, and I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm gonna start by talking about why I want to go to law school, like what kind of drew me to apply and want to go in the first place. So I have always been like a very creative person, like the arts, the humanities, like all of those things have always been my strong suit, and I've just really enjoyed like reading and writing and just kind of using my brain in those ways. And while that may not seem a lot like the legal field, I mean, obviously there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of writing, but in terms of like creativity, I feel like a lot of people don't really see the legal industry as creative. But when I took debate in high school, I just found that you really have to think outside of the box. Like you really have to be creative in the approaches that you use, and it just resonated with me so well. I loved taking debate, and also kind of something that I talked about in my personal statement, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about, but there was something that kind of introduced me a little bit to like medical malpractice and injury law and all of that, and that all seemed so interesting to me. Like I started doing a lot more research, and the legal field just felt like it combined everything that I enjoyed. Like I love to read, and so a lot of people get turned off by how much reading lawyers have to do, but I feel like I would just enjoy it so much. I love to write. Like writing is such a big passion and hobby of mine, and so writing things for the law I feel like is not going to be that much different. And on top of that, like I obviously I love to argue. Like, you know, I'm a very stubborn person. I'm a Leo. I love when I'm right, and I feel like that, not like attitude, but like a drive to figure out ways to make like your argument correct is necessary. And I just found that I kind of already had a natural tendency to do that and a natural skill set in those areas. And so there were just a lot of things that just felt like they perfectly aligned with the legal field, and I just couldn't see myself not being a lawyer. Like I have tried everything else as well. Like there are so many things that I have narrowed out because I didn't want to go to law school just because I didn't know like what else to do, but at the same time I wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything else that I could be doing with my life where I didn't have to undergo 3 years of intense studying and debt and all of that, you know. So I wanted to make sure it was worth it, and so I obviously did an accounting degree on my undergrad, and so I took a lot of business classes, and I realized that that is just not my cup of tea. I also took like a business coding type class, and so I realized computer science was not for me. My brother is an engineer, and I could never do the work that he does. Like it just so like that started to like slowly narrow down my options, and I kind of did that with a lot of different fields. I looked at what kind of work that they do. I talked to people who are in that industry and learned a lot about it from them, and just every time I just found myself coming back to law because I talked to so many lawyers, I talked to so many law students, and I just knew that I wanted to be doing what they were doing. Like that was my calling, that was where I belonged. And so all of this is to say that I finally decided that yes, law school was for me, and I have been wanting to go to law school for a very long time. But when I really like confirmed it, like I was full on law school mode, was probably like sophomore year of college, is when I was really fixated on it. And so here we are. But that is kind of like why I want to go to law school, or kind of what drew me to apply in the first place. And then the second part, let's just talk about my career goals, kind of what I hope to accomplish after law school. And even like during law school, I have a lot of plans, a lot of things that I want to do. So I am pretty set in my practice area, but I know that I shouldn't go in with a closed-minded approach. I really want to go into law school and open myself up to different fields, different practice areas, and allow myself to kind of find my place, but know that I have something that I do think I will enjoy to kind of fall back on almost. And so I really want to go into medical malpractice and injury law. That is just where I feel like my calling is. And obviously that is subject to change. We'll see what happens when I actually take different classes. I have always been interested in litigation and criminal law. There are like different aspects of different types of practice areas, and also like transactional versus litigation that I know I enjoy more than others. And so I know I want to go into litigation. I know I want to do probably something in healthcare, but I am open to doing, like I said, like criminal law. There's so many different practice areas, so I definitely want to talk to more lawyers who are practicing in those fields that are kind of interesting me, and I just want to make sure that I take every single class seriously, because not only is like obviously my grades dependent on it, but also I want to make sure that I am learning what I like to do, and I'm learning things that I know I might want to do in the future. So that is kind of my main career goal. But as for kind of like a timeline, I know a lot of people want to do like public sector work, like government work after law school. People want to go into private, whatever. Like, so my basic plan as of this moment is I want to do a federal judicial clerkship after graduating law school, which is insanely hard to get, but that is obviously like the ideal thing that I want to do. I definitely want to clerk for a judge. I feel like that would be an incredible experience, and having that on your resume is pretty freaking incredible. So even though it doesn't pay like as much as if you went into a big law, obviously, I feel like the experience that I get there will help me get an even higher paying job after I work for like a couple years. So that is what I want to do straight out of law school. But then I do want to go into big law. Obviously, like, money is a very big factor. Like, a lot of people go into big law because of the finances. And yes, that is part of the reason why I want to go. Like, I have student loans, I have debt I need to pay off, but I also just really love how they treat their summer associates. So I definitely want to get like associate positions during my law school experience. Like, they have so many like happy hours, painting classes, like they set up so many things to enrich the environment and the culture, and I just want to kind of be a part of that. So I know that they work like crazy hours, but I'm honestly not too worried about like work-life balance. In my late 20s, like, I feel like I want to work as much and as hard as I possibly can so that I can have a better life in the future, and I want to be able to make a ton of money so that I can save it for like retirement, for my kids to go to college, like things like that. And so I know it's like a big sacrifice to go into big law because you work crazy hours, but if there's ever a time to do it in my life, it's gonna be when I'm still young, when I'm still active and have the energy to do it. And then I have no desire to like stay in that forever. I want to eventually down the line like open up my own practice or move like to like in-house counsel or something like that, a lot smaller and a lot less stressful. I mean, owning your own practice is really stressful, but you guys get what I mean. And so that is kind of my plan, my career goals, kind of what I hope to gain from going to law school. So yeah, I hope this video was informative. I hope it was like somewhat helpful. Maybe if you were confused as to what you want to do with your life, maybe this kind of helped you narrow down if you wanted to do law or not, or anything like that. I really hope that this video helped. But with that, I hope you're having a wonderful morning or night wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.